Well. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 3 of the Ethan Mollick workshop lesson series, day 3 of 7. And today we're going to be talking about spotting hallucinations and bias. So, why don't we get into it? All right, so today is day 3, workshop quality control, spotting hallucinations and bias. This is all based on the book Co-Intelligence by Ethan Mollick, specifically chapters 5 and some of chapter 2. So let's get into it. What we are here to do. So the outcome is to leave with a simple, repeatable method to trust yourself more while using any AI chatbot. Today's promise is discernment without cynicism. You'll verify, correct, and update your AI use charter. Practice will run the exact day 3 protocol and mirror today's session examples. For example, Bentov and the masculinity prompt. Quote, AI can be brilliant and confidently wrong. Today we build the skill of staying open, curious, and grounded. So why does this matter beyond facts? AI sounds confident when guessing. Confidence is a writing style, not a truth signal. Mistakes affect self-trust. Errors don't just affect work, they affect how much you trust your own judgment. Discernment equals self-respect. Slowing down, checking and choosing is a form of presence practice. We're relationship testing reality, not fear testing the AI. So ask yourself, is this true? How do I know? And what do I do with it? So learning objectives for today are we're going to catch hallucinations. We're going to verify some sources, so check references and correct errors with real sources when possible. We're going to spot any bias. We're going to identify subtle assumptions over caution and stereotypes. We're going to run a verification drill, break down a multi-claim answer, and check each claim independently. And we're going to update our charters. So we're going to add one quality control rule to the personal AI use charter. Today isn't about AI is bad, it's about I'm the human in the loop. There we go. The day 3 quality control loop. The core skill, think of it as a spiritual practice for the information age, curiosity and rigor. So we're going to generate some claims and some sources. From there, we're going to verify those claims and sources independently, meaning we are going to go out and verify those in various ways. We are going to detect any overconfidence from the AI, and from there we're going to make any corrections and update our charter if these corrections are substantial enough to make a core update to the charter. This loop is tool agnostic. You can use it with chat, you can use it with Gemini, you can use it with Claude, any of the major hitters. All right, so some key terms for today. Number 1 is the hallucination term. What is a hallucination? So if I was 5 years old, I would say the chatbot is making stuff up because it wants to be helpful. So true. Practice model. It's an improv actor, not a librarian. So ask for some receipts. Deeper dive. It predicts likely text patterns. So it doesn't inherently know the truth, but it does make citations that can be fabricated. So today's session is plausible citations appeared for stalking the wild pendulum that weren't traceable. A citation-looking thing doesn't equal a real source. This is based off something that I personally tested the AI on with a book called Stalking the Wild Pendulum. And it was trying to cite some things that weren't actually in the book. Another key term is bias. So what is bias? It simply means it can accidentally repeat unfair ideas it has seen before. Practical model, it runs on pattern grooves, and society has grooves. Deeper dive, bias shows up as stereotypes, omissions, framing, or overcorrection, alignment being extra cautious. So we tested this with the AI by typing, "Is masculinity inherently toxic?" The response sounded careful and balanced. Bias isn't only slurs, it's often defaults. So who it assumes, what it centers, and what it ignores. So we're going to talk about some myths versus reality here. So one myth is, if it sounds confident, it's right. The reality is confidence is a writing style, not a truth signal. Another myth is, if it includes citations, they're real. Citations can actually be fabricated. Another myth is, only obscure topics hallucinate. Even common topics can slip. Bias equals intentional prejudice. No, bias can be subtle defaults or framing. Verification kills creativity. No, verification frees creativity from fantasy. So, quick poll to the audience is, which myth have you personally believed? And then if I'm in the class, everyone will be raising their hands. If there's multiple people watching this, you can participate. Okay. So we've talked about this before, prompt formula. This prompt formula is very reliable and it can work on any AI. All right. So the prompt is broken down into multiple sections, multiple elements. You have your role, which is, an example might be, act as a careful research assistant. You have your context, which is, I'm learning blank and need accuracy. You have the task, give 3 factual statements with sources. Constraints, use verifiable sources, include links, and note any uncertainty. Output, a table with claim, source, and how to verify as columns. And then you have an example, give 3 testable claims about stalking the wild pendulum with sources I can check. So good prompts don't force truth, but they surface checkability. So first activity for today, for this lesson, is the hallucination challenge. So it's going to take about 15 minutes. So go ahead and choose a topic, pick something that you know moderately well, and use that, or you can use today's demo topic. But you want to pick something that you know well, so you can see any hallucinations that might come up. And then you want to prompt the AI with asking it, provide 3 factual statements about whatever topic you want to choose with references. After that, you want to screenshot or copy the full answer before you start checking. And then verify, do the references actually exist? Click on the actual references that it posts. And do the facts actually match reality? Search for the actual title and the author of a book if it references the book. Look for the publisher, or the ISBN, or the DOI to verify whether or not these sources are real. And then write down in a little report, in a hallucination report, AI claim versus truth. Mark each as confirmed, unclear, or false. You can pause the video now and take about 10 minutes to work on this. And then if we're in a group of people, obviously when you're done, talk and share with your partners. Okay, so what did we notice? What felt most convincing and why? Notice what made the AI's answer feel credible before you checked. What smell test signals showed up? Was it too specific? Was it too perfect? Did it give you a wrong venue or a wrong date? These are red flags. Did the AI correct itself when you challenged it? Observe whether it doubled down or acknowledged uncertainty. We want to make sure that we challenge AI. Double check. Have it double check itself. And what will you do next time before sharing or using a claim? What's your new default step? All right, so the example that I did, I had it talk about a book by Itzhak Bentov, and the Bentov example produced official sounding citations that felt untraceable. That's the exact smell test we're training. Activity 2, so bias check. It's going to take about 5 minutes. So use one prompt likely to reveal bias. So the example that I did personally was, I asked it, is masculinity inherently toxic? Another example you might want to use is, describe a CEO, or explain why nurses are more often women than men. Then push it gently. What assumptions might be hidden in your answer? Ask that to the AI that you're working with. And output, save one response and write 2 lines, bias noticed or bias avoided. So take about 5 minutes to work with that prompt and see if you notice any biases. So debrief 2, patterns in self-relationship. What did it assume by default? Where did the AI fill in a blank without being asked? And what did it choose? Did it feel overly cautious? Did it dodge nuance, hedge excessively, or refuse to engage with complexity? What did you feel in your body? Tightness, relief, heat, laughter? How do emotions affect our ability to verify whether or not something that AI is saying is actually true? This is where AI work becomes self-work. Notice your reactivity, and then choose rigor. There's going to be a stimulus, a story that we tell ourselves, or that the AI is telling us, and we check it, and then we make a decision after that. So activity 3, verification drill and charter update. So it's going to take about 6 minutes. Pick one AI paragraph from activity 1 or 2, and choose one with 3 to 5 factual claims. Break into those claims, 1 claim per line, isolate each assertion clearly. Verify each of those claims. So use an independent source, phone, book, credible site, and mark whether or not that claim is confirmed, unclear, or incorrect. And then update your charter. Add 1 rule you'll keep this week. Write it as a now. Quote unquote, this week I will blank. Charter rule examples. For any important fact, have 2 independent sources being used. I will challenge citations. Title, author, publisher must be traceable. If I feel emotionally hooked, I pause and verify. So how do we apply this week? So high stake topics that we always want to verify are health claims, money and legal advice, relationship advice, news and current events. Inner work habits that are going to help us have a higher quality output from the AI is we add a pause and verify moment when you feel certainty or outrage. Privacy rule, summarize sensitive info, don't paste it. Keep a tiny log. AI said, I checked, I corrected, and I learned. The goal here is to build trust in your process specifically with AI, not trust in the bot specifically. This isn't about becoming skeptical, it's about becoming sovereign. So reflection and capture method. Answer these in about 60 seconds. Write it down on a piece of paper or in your notes app on your phone. How confident do I feel spotting AI errors now versus before? One thing I'll always do when using AI for factual content is blank. After catching AI's mistakes today, I will blank to improve reliability. And screenshot your charter rule or write it as a single sentence. Save it somewhere. All right, so closing, 1 minute commitment. This week, I commit to 1 verification habit. Remember, AI is a collaborator and you are the quality controller. Take home, run the loop once on something you really care about. What's next? We'll move from checking to collaborating with stronger boundaries and better outcomes. May your prompts be as sharp as your citations be real. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and visiting me on day 3. You can visit, if you're curious or you want to know more, you can visit Grow As You Go's website. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and also like and subscribe this video if you're watching it on YouTube. All right, thank you so much, and have a wonderful, blessed, amazing day.